Coronation Street has revealed a series of intense upcoming moments for Todd as his partner Theo continues his abuse and controlling behavior. In the episodes due next week, a worried Christina will discover Todd in severe pain after Theo pushes him into a brutal training run for his half-marathon preparation. On Monday's episode, the drama begins with Theo, whose toxic actions recently crossed into outright violence, urging Todd to remain hidden in their flat so neighbors won't notice his injuries. But when Dev stops by unexpectedly, Todd is forced into an uncomfortable lie, claiming he'd been away in London and that the wound on his head came from a drunken mishap. Later, when Theo hands Todd a fitness tracker and insists he increase his training, Todd is left suffering after a punishing 10K run. Christina later invites him in for tea, and Theo quietly observes from a distance. The big question remains, is this the moment Todd finally speaks up about what's happening? This storyline is one of Corrie's darkest in recent years, as the show dives into the realities of coercive control and domestic abuse in Todd and Theo's relationship. During a recent press event, producer Kate Brooks shared that the distressing plot will intensify further, building toward a highly emotional Christmas episode. As we bring George, Christina, and Sarah into the mix, all these people who genuinely care about Todd, none of them have any idea what's happening behind closed doors, she explained. It'll be fascinating to see the fallout once the truth starts to slip through the cracks. It's very difficult viewing. There is absolutely no intention to present Todd and Theo as a couple the audience should support, Brooks added. This story is moving forward in a natural way. The hope is that Todd will come to understand the reality of his situation and recognize that it isn't acceptable. We're not championing the relationship. We're championing Todd. We want Todd to find his way out. Teasing the festive episodes, she continued, Christmas is often a time when calls to the Samaritans increase sharply. We wanted to reflect Todd and Theo's escalating journey as we approach the holiday season. There's a particularly powerful episode focusing almost entirely on the two of them, told through a format we've never used before, and it's going to hit hard on multiple levels. The storyline is building towards something very impactful. Coronation Street star Vicky Myers has spoken out about Becky's downfall, insisting Lisa's feelings for Carla run incredibly deep. Detective Sergeant Lisa Swain had her world shattered in last night's episode when fiancée Carla Connor walked away, believing Becky Swain had finally succeeded in driving a wedge between them. Lisa and her daughter Betsy had spent years thinking Becky died in a hit-and-run while working, so her sudden reappearance in their living room earlier this year was nothing short of unbelievable. From the moment Becky came back, her mission was crystal clear. She wanted her family back, and that meant removing Carla from the picture. Although Becky persuaded Betsy to return to Spain with her, Lisa wasn't as easily convinced, agreeing only to a short break with Carla, which went entirely against Becky's plans. In last night's installment, Becky ruined Carla's romantic outing by getting drunk, leaving Lisa unable to meet her. Carla, who had organized a special day for just the two of them, was crushed when Lisa never turned up. For Carla, this was the tipping point. She told Lisa she was leaving because it was obvious Becky came first. Lisa tried desperately to convince Carla that she was the one she truly loved, but Carla still walked away, leaving Lisa devastated. Now that Becky seems close to achieving her goal of rebuilding her marriage, the question remains, will Lisa really let Carla go without a fight? I think the love Lisa has for Carla is far too strong at this point, actress Vicky Myers confessed. Lisa has been heavily influenced by Costello, who has been insisting that Becky made countless attempts to contact her and that he was the one who blocked it, Myers explained. She's wrestling with the idea that questioning Becky's account could mean unraveling 2 decades of her life. Her perspective is clouded even further by the grief she feels over Carla leaving, combined with reassurance from her superior that everything was handled legitimately. There's a chain of command. She can't kick up a fuss. She needs her job, and she knows she has to tread carefully, Myers added. Because Lisa is so unwilling to confront the truth about Becky, she can't see the danger right in front of her. She lived with Becky for 20 years, raised a child with her, built a life with her. Yes, she knows corruption exists within the force, but she would never for a moment believe Becky is a threat. Lisa may have doubts about Becky's story, but she directs those suspicions toward Costello and whoever was supposedly issuing orders from above. And since Becky is heading off to meet mysterious contacts, Lisa assumes it's all part of covert work, meaning she keeps her distance. When discussing the future of the storyline, Vicky said, "Amy is delivering such a brilliantly layered villain, sly, cunning, and excellent at pushing everyone's buttons. She's fantastic to watch, but viewers always want the baddie to face justice, so let's hope that's where things are heading." Roy Cropper faces a shock in Coronation Street when he discovers Shona committing a surprising breach of trust. Life is hectic for Roy these days. Between running the Weatherfield Cafe, joining late-night bat hunts, and checking in on those he cares about, he recently added a new hobby: exchanging letters with inmates. Before confessing this new activity, Roy had been behaving oddly whenever the postman approached, which worried Nina Lucas. She feared he might be hiding a health problem. Roy soon cleared things up, explaining he'd begun corresponding with prisoners because, having experienced incarceration himself, he understands how isolating it can be. This storyline also raised the question of whether it might link to the upcoming Corriedale crossover. The special episode, airing in early 2026, will bring together characters from both Weatherfield and Emmerdale for the first time. Meanwhile, in Emmerdale, Robert Sugden and Aaron Dingle are keen to see the back of Kev Townsend so that their relationship can move forward. Kev, who spent 2 decades in prison, risks going back if police can tie him to a new offense. If Kev ends up behind bars once more, could he be the one who starts writing to Roy for support? We'll have to wait and see if this theory plays out, but for now, Roy's more immediate troubles take center stage. Back in the cafe, Roy seems unsettled, and Nina quickly notices something isn't right. Later, she confides in Shona Platt that Roy received a letter that clearly rattled him. Shona decides to sift through the post in hopes of finding answers, only for Roy to walk in and catch her in the act. ITV's head of continuing drama, Ian MacLeod, offered a tease about the huge Corriedale event, saying, "We're thrilled that filming has begun. There's incredible energy across both the Leeds and Manchester studios, and the footage coming through already looks spectacular." And that's before audiences even get to witness the fantastic cross-show interactions between beloved characters from each soap. He continued, "Speaking as a lifelong soap watcher, I'm convinced the audience is going to lose their minds when the episode airs next year. It's going to be groundbreaking, iconic, and absolutely essential viewing." Coronation Street is broadcast on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1, with episodes available on ITVX.